Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. We are on fire! This weekend, Mark Russell Benioff, the current CEO of Salesforce and the owner of Time Magazine, reposted one of our showcases of The Forgotten Island, one of the first video games they developed. Big shout out to Mark, thanks so much for the support. Welcome everyone to August of 1982, where we are playing on the Apple II, and this was Mission Escape. Let's press forward and see the highlight of the evening. We are still on the Apple II. This is Ultima II, The Revenge of the Enchantress. I am so excited to show off this game. How in the world are we going to do this on the live show? Because there is a lot to unpack and a lot to go over for Ultima II. Let's first take a look at the box. Ultima II. Now this one was done and redone several times on the Apple II, and then of course later on lots of computers. This is the very first time you could ever play Ultima II, The Revenge of the Enchantress. Designed by Lord British. See, it's Richard Garriott. He's already got a very royalty-sounding name. Why did you go with Lord British? Richard Garriott already sounds pretty royalty enough. All right, so take a look at the front of the box. They're giving an homage to Mad Max there, kind of a reversed mirrored view, but instead of a pistol, it's a laser gun. And the front of this box is part of the Sierra Venture series. This is the only official Ultima that was been published by Sierra. Because after this, apparently there was some falling out, and Richard Garriott ended up founding Origin Systems. So thanks Sierra for making Richard Garriott make Origin Systems. The realm of adventure. Who knows no barrier, not the confines of the ocean or the steepest of mountains. It spans the vastness of space and the infinity of time. A map of the realm and the responsibility goes with it is now yours. The realm of adventure. Welcome to the realm of Lord British. Oh yes, we're ready. Now it says only in Ultima II can you see ships, hijack airplanes, travel throughout solar systems, clash with innocent bystanders, be pursued by KGB agents, burglarize merchants, force through impenetrable forces, visit the castle of Lord British, and grow to wield the most powerful magic known to man. The best-selling sequel in the fantasy role-playing game of Ultima. Yes, this is the very first time you could play Ultima II. Yes, and it has sci-fi elements too. Space too. Let's see the other artwork we have for Ultima. Besides the box, this is the ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. We haven't seen the Atari version yet for Ultima 1. Everything we played so far has only been on the Apple II. There's two versions we played of the original Ultima, and this is the first time checking out Ultima 2. So we're going to be seeing that pretty soon, though. And then here's some of the cards you get inside the box. The galactic map. This helps you with the coordinates when it's time to go to space, because you will go to space in this game. And then they have the reference card with all the letter commands, quite a bit, and a little bit more than they had in the original Ultima. How you move around. Also, you look down at your Apple II keyboard. It looks a little strange to do return for going north or slash to go south. But, I mean, in Ultima, that's the way it works on the Apple II. Yes, we will. And then, of course, the magic spells there. Here's the ad you would have seen pretty closer to January 1983 in Soft Talk, telling you the review of how good it is. And it shows you some of the stuff that's in the box. You get the 2 discs, both double-sided, and then the map, the cloth map, too. Wow. So many things. And there it is. There's an example of the 5 1/4 floppy disk. One of the original ones, really nicely done. I love seeing the Sierra online here. This is the master disc, and then there it is, the cloth map inside the box. This is also one of the very first times Ultima's doing the runic system. So start learning the rune system so you can translate everything in the world of Ultima. Was not there for the first Ultima. Here it is in Ultima 2. There's another example of the disc we have, and a screenshot. We also have the manual. This actually isn't as long as you'd think compared to the other role-playing games that we played. This doesn't have as much lore as the other titles we've seen in role-playing stories, but if you remember the original Ultima, they kind of streamlined the Dungeons & Dragons experience just a little bit. It's not as verbose as Wizardry. Wizardry involves creating parties of characters and was like playing the Dungeons & Dragons board game on your computer. Ultima is a role-playing game that has ties to Dungeons & Dragons, but it's not a full Dungeons & Dragons experience. Yeah, I love all the feelies. This one had quite a bit too. Welcome to the universe of Ultima II. In your package, besides the handbook you're reading, you'll find 2 discs and 3-sided programs, a genuine cloth time map of the world according to Lord British, a warranty card, and although you can't touch it, a lot of care and pleasure that went into creating this for you. Thank you for the love, Richard Garriott. In this booklet, you have all the instructions of the Ultima universe. Be sure to read it all. We're not going to read everything, but we'll do for the most of it. So for the disc, you have Friends and Monsters, Royal Courts, Musty Dungeons, Action Adventure. It's too big and too three-dimensional to fit on a floppy, so you have to create a friend to run around. And this one has the Program and Player Master Disc, at least on one of the sides. And then what you need to do is make a copy of that. Make sure you make the copy, otherwise you won't be able to play the game. Yes, that's right. Deluxe printing pages on the scroll. That's what we see whenever you have the cloth map. So cool. All right, so don't attempt to make a copy of the program disc. Make sure you don't. This is the Apple II instructions. And then we also have the Galactic disc. Whenever you go to the space, you have to use that one. And we have the time map. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the very first role-playing game that allows for multiple maps. You're not just going to be going on one world. This has time travel. So there's 4 worlds or 4 maps that you go through. You have the map that is the beginning of time, where the evil mundane Minax is located. And then you also have the before time, like early history map. Then you have the current time, which I believe they did it in 1990. And then you have the far future map. And all these maps are basically the entire world, but we'll get into that in a sec. So the beautiful, good, honest cloth Ultima II map only serves as tireless to guide you through the corridors of time on Earth. It also doubles nicely as a dish towel, handkerchief, or extra serviette when unexpected company drops for dinner. Thanks. And then we have the warranty card. Be sure to fill that in. And then plunging it in. How do you begin the game? We're going to go whenever we boot it up. Everything that we want to learn about is having to swap the discs out too. Oh, it was the same on C64. Nice. So there's the movement commands. Moving left and right, return to go up, and slash to go down. And then the commands for all the things you can do. Look at this. Attacking, fighting someone, boarding ships, rockets, I think horses too. Casting spells, descending down levels, entering towns, villages, or castles. How to shoot your guns of a ship with fire. Picking up treasures, weapons, and armor. Hyperspace. Igniting torches whenever you're in dungeons. Every dungeon in this, or every tower too, when you get inside, you have to have a torch. Everything's dark. So if you don't have a torch, you're not going to be able to do very well. And I love this. You have jump. When things aren't going too well, jumping up and down is a good way to release frustration, often used in tandem with yell. See yell. If you go down here, where's yell? Yell. Stops everything while you type anything you feel like yelling. Then gets on with the game. In other words, if you want to get your frustrations out, it won't affect the game in the least. Use in tandem with jump. Just for fun. You also have climbing up levels, launching and landing things, read magic. Stopping or negating things, offering money or paying tribute, passing time, which you can use spacebar as well, and then quitting is how you save the game. After you quit, you can save. You can also steal, take items from merchants and so forth, and then transact. The Ultima universe is one of the first role-playing games where we actually are going to walk around and talk to non-playable characters. And I'm talking from a top-down overview kind of way. It is extremely impressive. I just want to imagine being there in 1982, August 19, for this first release, and how big this was. How big of a game this is. Unlocks how you unlock doors. Viewing, you can use that to use certain magical items. Wearing things. Readying your equipment, because after you buy it, you also have to ready it. And then your status is with Z. There's our magic spells. Only clerics and wizards can use those. So if you're not a cleric or a wizard, you don't get any magic. Yes, he already has emotes. Lord British is ahead of his time. This game is I would call one of the most advanced games. It's almost too big to be in August 1982. How much stuff they crammed in here. So making a friend is what you do when you choose create a character from the main menu, and this is where you begin your only character. So this doesn't have a party of characters like wizardry. You're on your own. And then all the attributes, what strength, agility, stamina, charisma, wisdom, and intelligence are for. And you pick on your races and then your profession. And then this game is also involving time travel. No one exactly remembers when in history the first time doors appeared, probably because their very existence renders time relative. Ancient books show no mention of them prior to the defeat and demise of the evil Mundane, so well recorded in Ultima. This is a true sequel. After you beat Ultima at the very end, you destroy the evil wizard Mundane. And because the Minax was Mondane's girlfriend or something or other, is really pissed off, they went on and destroyed the entire world. So this game, we actually travel back in time to try to destroy Minax before that happens. All the time travel loops right now. Nevertheless, the existence of the time doors changes irretrievably to all that is and that never was. When, no, where there were no time doors, that is when which was done was done. No second chances existed. There was no reaching to another time to find a cause, negate it, and thus remove its effect from all time. Now, of course, it's possible to go all times. So they have the legends here for the time map. There you go, where you have to understand the runes. That's true, and in Ultima 3 too. That's right. Oh, definitely influenced that game if I knew what you were talking about, but I don't, Victor, because I am not from the future. So that's some translations of the runes, and this shows you everything that you're going to see on the map. As usual, like the original Ultima, this is, I'd say, even a more persistent time space than the first game. Every time that you pass, it is turn-based, but every time that things happen, it's just going to continue to happen. Things just will appear. Enemies will come about and attack you, and the game just plays itself. So the world exists around you, whether you want it to or not. If you just sit there while the game's playing, things will happen. Pretty cool. You also have the fighting and food. Oh man, just like in a Calabeth and just like in Ultima, I know way too well if you've seen our previous videos, you have to get food. The right number of hits represents the quantity of hits you can take in battle and survive. Monsters vary in strength and decrease your hit stockpile by various numbers of points accordingly. The number next to food represents just that and works just like a fuel supply. So every time you're in the main world, you're eating food, and food goes down to 0, then you die, and you're out of luck. This game, you can save anywhere you want, and you need to use that, because there's a lot of randomness, and there's also a few bugs we'll get into later of problems that can happen. And then experiences. After you fight, you get gold and experience, and then we'll explain how the leveling up works when we begin the game. You also can get armor and weapons whenever you go into towns. But this is the very first Ultima game that allows not just weapons and armor for items. You also have other things besides those that are main quest items. Anybody remember the blue tassels of Ultima II and how hard it was to get those before you can get your ship? This is also another game that allows you to talk to characters, which is a really bizarre concept because we're going to be going around and hearing about the story from characters. It blows my mind that it exists. And then the weapons dealer shows you how to buy your weapons and everything. Hey, thanks, Atlas. Appreciate it. So whenever you go to the store, you can buy weapons and armor and equip weapons and armor. And after that, you're ready to begin the game. Armed and shielded, you can venture into the countryside. Chances you're going to meet a monster or two in your travels. Don't wait, attack. There's no friendly wayfarer in the countryside. After all, you have to watch the screen and timing is going to come. Keep an eye on your hit points because if you're getting low, you eventually will die. And no matter how strong you become, there's always going to be a monstrous impervious to your attacks. They may be ferocious, terrible creatures, or they may be ineffective orcs. When you meet one, you'll never meet more than one at a time. Leave it alone and get away. These individual creatures are mutants of Minax's evil, doomed to continue their miserable lives forever. Also, you learn your way around towns. This is the first Ultima game and one of the first role-playing games that when you go into town, it is massive. It is much larger than any other place we've been. The world is much larger. Everything's bigger in Ultima 2, especially compared to Ultima 1. And eventually go into outer space. And here you go. They break down the characters, what you're going to see on the screen. Orcs, thieves, fighters, clerics. This is what you're going to fight. Wizards, demons, devils, Balron, possibly based on Lord of the Rings, sea monster. And then in towns, we have guards, merchants, jesters, kings, and queens. And then there's Minax, which you're not going to see until the very end. Or whenever you get to the end of the beginning of time and space. You also have horses to travel around, frigates. You have planes to fly. You have rockets, because you got to go to space. We have water, we got grass, swamps, forests, mountains, cobblestones, walls, villages, towns, castles, dungeons, and the towers. Now, when we read the manual for the original Ultima, I was going through this, but it didn't take as long. They have added, almost doubled the amount of space that you can travel in the game. This is one of the largest games you could play, if you don't count the space exploration games. And then they also have the galactic map for space. Gosh. Can't believe that. So the basic story goes that after you defeated a Mundane on the first one, the Minax got really mad and just destroyed the world with a ton of nukes. I believe it was the year 2111 AD. So that's when the end of the world is, everyone, 2111. But we can go travel past that to the next year, 2112, at some point in the game. So you would be perusing the lore of the story here to get the full breadth of what's going to happen. This is the kind of role-playing game that you actually have a goal. It's not a straight dungeon crawl. We actually have a quest to complete, which is very, very original, and why not? It makes sense, right? And there's the credits. Kenneth Arnold, Richard Garriott, Keith Zabalawi, I'm sure I mispronounced that, Way to go, Kim, Richard, and Keith. And then the game design was Helen Garriott, Owen Garriott, Howard Mackler. Look at we have a team of people here that did this game. Special thanks to everyone, and possibly we're going to find people in the game of Ultima. Wow. A lot there. So the discs are 2 double-sided density floppy disks. So you make sure you have that character disc ready. I think I have it ready. Let's pop it and play Ultima II. It's August 24th, 1982. Yes, that's right. The Flash Gordon reference. That's awesome. So, how do we begin and how do we talk about Ultima II? Oh yes, they took a lot of hints from this. I also see hints from Final Fantasy here. There's so many games that have used this formula or parts of this formula. It's so cool. The first 2 Ultima games were done in entirely AppleSoft Basic or partially AppleSoft Basic. This game was done entirely in assembly language. Part of the #1 best-selling fantasy role-playing game by Lord British. Cool opening. Man, imagine being right here in the first game at the time and playing this. I know how big this is compared to everything we've seen before and all the other games you could be playing right now. This is a big deal. People consider this kind of the black sheep of the Ultima series because, well, we got a dragon breathing fire. Because this doesn't take place in Caesarea. This takes place on Earth. Because Minax is going to get revenge on the person that destroyed Mondane, and that's us, a human being on Earth. All right, so check this out. If we do the demonstration, watch what happens. It goes through kind of what you'd see in a computer store to show off Ultima II, how big this is. Battle strange creatures across the face of the Earth. I should have done this for the ad whenever we began the game, like we're going to watch this on television. Search for clues in careless words spoken at the local pub. Because you can walk up to people and talk to people. They only have 1 line of dialogue, but doesn't that sound like most role-playing games? Plead with medieval kings for assistance, like Lord British. Oh yeah, this can last a long time. You can play this for a year or longer. Traverse in deep, dark, deadly dungeons and tall, terrifying towers. So they have the same first-person perspective when you get to the dungeons and towers. Travel throughout the galaxy to the planets of our solar system. Gosh, so much. It's amazing. And conquer the isle itself to battle Minax, the Enchantress. There she is. And there's a few of the demons around there. We'll go ahead and quit it and get to the game. All right, I want to create a character. We're going to do this from the beginning. While we're not going to be complete, we're just doing a showcase of it. This is kind of the big beginning. So we got to put a blank disk in. And we got to make sure it's read and write only. Here we go. I'm ready to play. So we got 90 points to distribute starting off first. I'm going to go with 10 points of strength. I want a lot of agility. I'm going to go 30 of agility. It's really important in this one. There's also, I'll go ahead and break down the bugs. There's 2 really big ones in this one. One is a really nasty one, where the original release, this one on the Apple II, and then some of the other ones that come later will have this. It's impossible to raise your strength level if this happens. Another bug is your stats can roll over if you earn more than 9,999, which means if you get more over the top, it goes back to 0 and then you die, which is terrible. All right, so let's go ahead and do stamina of 10, charisma of 10, and wisdom. Let's make wisdom 20 because I'm going to be a cleric, and wisdom lets you have more powerful clerical spells, and intelligence is more mage spells or wizard spells. So we'll do 10 of those, and let's be male, and you can see the race. Well, let's go with human and cleric, and we are Chrono. Is this satisfactory? Yes. Just like in the original Ultima, very streamlined Dungeons & Dragons experience. We didn't spend a long time setting up the character. All right, so I'm going to go back to the main disk. And let's go. After we create the character, it goes to the main menu, and then from the main menu, we load it up. Yeah, charisma is what's going to help you haggle deals or better prices in the shops. The ultimate. Yes, I love it, Manly. Oh, there's a lot of funny things in this. This is also a very comedic game. It doesn't take it as seriously as Wizardry. Wizardry's like, we're playing a role-playing game. I need you to pay attention. All right, so let's play a game of it. Hitting P to play our game of Ultima II. I'm going to have some tips and tricks as we go through the game, because we're obviously not going to play very far here on our live showcase. I just want you to get an experience of what it's like to play Ultima II when it comes out in August 1982, based on everything else we've seen so far. So excited. So what we do, put our player disc in that we just made. Got it. Make sure it's read right. That's a great point. It has a lot of grinding. This actually has more grinding, I would say, than the original Ultima. Ultima had you doing lots of fighting. Okay, so we begin the game. We are currently on Earth. So you can see as I sit here, time is passing. We have food over and experience and gold, and here I can switch me out so you can see over on the left side. That's all our stats. Gold, experience, food's down on that side. Now, as time is passing, I can move around. You can see I think that we are in... We're currently in Canada. That's where the game begins, because we take place on Earth. Watch as we move around the world, and you can pick up landmarks. As I move to the top of the continent, we're nearing the edge of Alaska. Oh, we got someone to fight already. Go for it. Attack. Go. Hit him. Oh, there's running away. Oh, you don't run away from us. You have to say attack, and you have to say which direction you want to attack. So we're missing some of those. That's a thief. Luckily, we don't have anything he can attack us with. So you hit the A button to attack, then you just select the direction you want to hit. And I'm just doing this over and over again for the attack. Right now, we have no weapons, so we haven't even made it to the town yet. Alright, at least I can get him to move a little bit. Hey, where are you running, buddy? Come on. So it's going to take longer for us to kill them, but you can see what the attack is like. It's just based on what weapons and armor you have, and then a slight roll of the dice. There we go. See, we're making hits, but since we're only barehanded, we don't really have a strong attack to hit him with. Go! We have lots of misses, too. Got him. There's one down. It shows us right there, killed. We got gold, 5 experience, and we're still doing okay. Food and HP look all right. Let's go ahead and take this guy out. Hit him. Oh, every time I hit him, he runs away. All right, we'll avoid him then. We got more coming at us. Let's run. All right, here we go. We made it. We're crossing Russia now. We got another guy that's trying to chase us. We can move up, down, left, and right. And now we've made it to Europe. We're in the Iberian Peninsula now, and let's get into this town. Okay, we entered the town. Now, the overworld map is the entire Earth. So think of it as a very, very large overworld map. And the random encounters that you saw, or the enemies that were moving around, just pop out of nowhere. It almost does, right? They've done some cool things with the Apple II sound. Yes, first enemy we fight's in Russia. All right, so welcome to the town of Linda. And I'm sure that means something, or inside joke. All right, so now that we're here, we can talk to people. So you push transact, and you talk to the guard. Guard says, pay your taxes. And what do you say? I bet you're going to say the same thing, right? Pay your taxes. That's right. They get one line. Everybody gets one line in the game. So we make our way around the town. Look at this. This town's massive. If you remember the first Ultima, the town represented was on one screen, one fixed screen. This is we're traveling around the town as if it's a whole nother world or map. All right, so we have the transport station. I think we can buy a horse here, but let's talk to this one. This is John Mayer. John Mayer, you're in Ultima II? He says to take out the trash. Okay, thanks for the tip, John Mayer. All right, what do you have to say? Jerry Mayer says, we know small computers. Hey, Jerry Mayer, we know small computers. Let us introduce you. We've heard that ad before here on the show. All right, look how large this town is. So I'm following the path around. We have just random people we can talk to. Look at this. The wizard says, hexapoo hex on you. Okay, thanks, wizard. Good talking with you. And then we have the pub de Varg, so we can buy some drinks here, talk to some more people in the pub. Elathian the Winch calls, make me an offer, sailor. I think that's where we get Ultima II herpes. Picking up people at the local pub. Yeah, and it was all written in BASIC. That's another good point. I brought up the assembly language because the original Ultima, if you remember on the show, I was fast-forwarding it so we could play it a little faster. This one I am not. I'm playing, and all the loading you've seen is on an Apple IIe. So if you had the newest or one of the best Apple IIs at the time, what you're seeing here is live. It's the true August 1982 experience. So if we go this way, we'd leave the town. Let's go ahead and head up here. Look how large this place is to explore around. Okay, so we made it to the armory. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy. He's got cloth, leather, chain, plate, reflect, and power. Let's buy leather armor. He'll give us for 84. We're going to say yes. Sold. Now what we got to do is we got to ready that. So I had it ready, and I want to ready the leather armor. Ready the weapon. No, I want to ready my armor. So no. Yeah, I don't own that one. We'll go over to the weapon shop and get that one ready. Oh, that's true. You can steal. If you want, I can try it. I might get attacked. Let's give it a shot. Ready? And steal. No luck. So we tried to steal, but it didn't work. Let's try it one more time. No luck. Okay, it didn't work. We probably need to have a little higher stats for it, but you can steal. The best place to steal is when we get to food. If we find a place that sells food, you can just steal the food rather than buy the food. While I'm in town, I don't expense food, so I'm not eating anything while I'm in town, which is kind of nice. All right, let's make our way over on this side. Oh, I think that's the exit. Okay, there we go. I mean, look how many screens we're scrolling freely around. Now, it's obviously not smooth scrolling, but this is still extremely impressive. Of all the games we played, you can't experience anything this big. Oh, here we go. Weapons, yes. All right, notice how the shopkeeper follows me around wherever I go? All right, let's go ahead and talk to him. I want to buy a dagger because I think I can't... Yeah, I'm a cleric, so I can't equip anything else. Dagger, yes, I'll buy it. And then let's go ahead and ready that dagger. Nice. Now, if you look at our stats, here's our stat screen. Shows our level. Yikes, we're level 0. What weapons we have, and then armor. It's our skin. We don't have the leather armor equipped yet. Our spells, torches, and then there's all of our stats there. All right, so let's go out of here. Yes, we do. The food is much easier to maintain than a Calibeth and Ultima. I still have 300 food. They started us off with a lot of HP and food, which is kind of nice. All right, I think we can exit the town to the top up here. All right, so we have all that set for weapons and armor. And as we leave, we're going to go back to the world map. Oh, that's right. It must be W to wear it, right? Okay, so it's loading the world map now. Now let's wear it. Wear the leather armor. Okay, leather armor's ready. Now we can attack some people. Let's go. I'm still missing, even with the dagger. Got a hit on him. Oh, no, you're not running away now. Got him. Yes, we are killing people. Very nice. All right, so now what I'm going to do is give you a little tour of the world. So that was the first town, the town of Linda. The time period that we're in right now is roughly, I think it's 1423 BC. So this is the world and time that we're in on planet Earth. This is Africa, as I round the bottom. There you can see Sri Lanka over on the side. Or wait, Madagascar. Sorry, Madagascar. Sri Lanka's over by India. Okay, so we go over on this, and what we're going to do now is show you where the time gates are. And they happen randomly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have time pass, and I'm waiting for a time gate to appear over here in, I believe it's Portugal, if you want to think of it as the Earth. So I'm just pushing the spacebar to let time pass. Hopefully I'm not going to waste too much food, because if you do this, it doesn't actively consume food like walking around. So I'm waiting for the time portal. It looks like we got an enemy down there coming at us. We also have animated water, which is different from the first Ultima. Okay, we see a time portal up there, but that's not the one I want. I'm looking for the one that's down here on Portugal. Still waiting for time to pass. Yeah, it comes and goes really fast, so you have to be ready. There it is. Go, go, go. I just missed it. Okay, we'll wait again. Waiting for the time to pass. Hopefully we'll have enough food and HP to survive. Okay, so that's the one we don't want. We don't want to go in that one yet. There it is. Go! That's where the cool sound effect comes from. Where you go through time. And as we go to the next time period, it's the same Earth, but a different time. So now you can use all of those cliche words like, it's not where we are, but when we are. So it's loading up an entirely different world, same world. So here you go, we're in. So now we are currently in 1990 Earth. And that's why it looks a little different. Notice there's a village over here in the UK, and we didn't see that before. But we do have the castle, so let's go ahead and go inside. Enter the castle. Yeah, they are in fixed intervals, that's right. Good memory. I had to do a lot of research for this one because this is not just a quick, let's just sit down and play a little few seconds of Ultima II. there's a lot involved, especially with getting your character up, starting the game, making sure you have the backup disc, and then after you create the character, then actually playing the game or what to do. All right, so we're in the castle of Lord British. Let's see if we have any interesting people around. I think that's the jester over on the side. They move pretty quick, so I don't know if we can talk to him. Let's see. Jester says, ho, ho, ho. Oh, he's singing a song for us. Thank you. Yes, maybe it is time. And then I love how everything's labeled. Look, we have the chapel. We have the mess hall here. Very nice. So much bigger. And this experience, I can attest to it. There's no other way you can play a game this big. There he is, Lord British. Let's talk to him. Welcome, my child. First tribute is 50 gold and raise 300. Okay, so let's go ahead and offer to 100. Yes. Thank you very much. And we get our HP up? Yeah. So do it again. I want to do another offer. And 100. Yes. And he gives us more HP when that happens, too. That's right. LB for Lord British in the pool. All right, so HP has gone up. Thank you, Lord British. Appreciate it. So that's how you get your health up, or how you heal in the game, is going to Lord British and healing. So you can go here, and if you have enough money, I don't have enough gold right now. I only get 68. And here, I know it's kind of cut off of where I'm located on the screen. There's my stats again. Current food, experience, and gold in the bottom right of the screen. So the HP, if I had more money, I could buy more HP. Well, we're good with 620 for now. Yeah, if you try to go around naked, you will die. That is right. What an amazing game. To have this much freedom, like world building. There is no other game that's attempting this. All right, so let's go ahead and go in here. I'm going to enter the village now. That's right, it is Lord British. The other games we played recently have been mostly rogue-likes or dungeon crawl style games, and this is also showing you the big difference between console and computer gaming. One of the biggest complicated console games we played was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and it is a far cry from this. This is so much more advanced and has so much more to it. So welcome to Port Boniface. Let's see, what do we have here? We have the Crossroad Chapel, very nice. Don't bump into walls, whatever you do. And they have the footsteps sound, which I know all too well. I love that sound. Let's make our way to the top here. Oh, here it is. Oh, yes, I love this. Look at this. Everyone, it is McDonald's. McDonald's, not to be confused with some franchise that you know. All right, so let's talk to the jester. This is Ronald McDonald, and he sings, "Try our new ride-through." So we have a Ronald McDonald talking to us. Thanks, buddy. All right, so we got some other people to talk to. This is the fighter. He goes, "Oh, me tough." Okay, thanks, dude. Nice. And we got a fighter here. Me tough, too. And then we also have to buy some food. Let's buy some McDonald's. Yes, not McDowell's, not that one. The food here costs 52 per 100. Do you want one? If we say yes, he goes, "No onions and time to go. Thank you, come again." So we don't have enough money. We only got 16 gold. We have to go out and fight a little bit. But let's try stealing. No luck. No luck. No luck. Anything? Yes, we did it. We stole food. We got some more. All right, let's get out of here before the guards show up. So the guards, you can see it was random, but if you do get caught, it looks like we didn't get caught that time. We just stole some food, but it's for a good cause. We can go ahead and exit out of here. Yes, we all deserve a break today, right? Man, this is another game that I don't want to stop playing. It is such a cool experience to have something so large to play. All right, so now we're back in the UK. I'm going to have time pass, waiting for the portal to show up. We got the food we wanted, we got the HP, and now this would be the point of the game where you'd start grinding. You would be fighting a lot. There we go, we did it. We're through the time portal. Let's go. Yes, it is for a good cause. For Chronologically Gaming. All right, so as we go to the next time period, so we went from 1423 BC to 1990. We are currently in 2112. So this is after the wait, actually, no, I don't think it is. It's the other time portal. Hold on, it's this one. Wait. Now we're back. We're back in 1423 BC. And we got an enemy that's spotting us. Oh, yeah, we made it. Now we go to the next one. Got it. So cool. We played some fun role-playing games, but nothing that has a story, that has an objective. I would just say this is probably one of the ultimate first-person experiences in video games you could be playing right now. Ultima II. There we go. Now it's the future. I think we're... Let's find out where we are. Are we South America? Let's see. And we also might die, because all we got is leather armor, and make sure it's equipped. Yeah, leather armor, dagger. Okay, looks good. Oh, we got a cave up here. Very nice. For some dungeon crawl experience. I can't tell where we are, actually, right now. The world isn't popping out to tell me where it is. Yes, this, I would say, is the most ambitious game. So, if people want to complain about the bugs or complain about how it doesn't take place in a fantasy land like Caesarea, I would excuse all that because of the breadth of the game. Because you can work around the bugs. There's a few things, and you can understand why there's certain things that don't work. But it's almost like this is like Skyrim, or a game that's really ambitious. But at some point, there's a time gate. At some point, there's the scale of how many bugs or how many problems can you still call it a great game if you go through so much ambition. And this would be another one. All right, so let's go ahead and head down in a tunnel so I can show you what it's like to go in a dungeon and experience that. All the dungeons in Ultima II are no longer random like they were in Ultima I. So every place you go, there's a map for it. You can map it out. It's not going to be a different one every time, like a roguelike experience. This one has every place and tower has a... Yeah, the water is flowing too. Love it. Curtis, yes, those people are stupid. They might be here on the live stream right now. Oh, wait, we don't have a torch, though, do we? Let's get out of here. Oh, I can't descend. Uh-oh, I think I'm stuck. I think I am because I didn't go in with a torch. Yep. Yes, we can't leave, too, because it's dark. We don't know where the exit is. Oh, no. Yes, that's right. Because essentially, you'd be grinding and picking up the torch that you want. I totally forgot about the torch, that we're going to be completely black in here. But have no fear. We'll go back where we were before. Yeah, we'll go back to the main beginning and do a load from there. I totally forgot about that. When you play this for the first time, you will spend a lot of time just attacking, getting your hit point, your gold up and your experience up. This game does a leveling system that's a little strange too. You have to go to one place, Hotel California, and talk to someone and give them $100, and randomly they will raise your stats. So the level up system is a little quirky. But you got to admit that they still are trying things and doing things that are way too ambitious than every other game that we've seen out there. Yes, and we have seen Grooves, because we've already played the first 2 Zorks. Well, I mean, the original Zork had all 3 parts to it, but we haven't seen the 3rd Zork on personal computers yet. That's another good point, Manly. This one is interdependent. If you played a game of Ultima and you had an insanely leveled up character, big deal. It doesn't work with Ultima II. It's only with this game, which is, I would say, the only step back, because we've seen lots of role-playing games that allow you to save your character and then join the next game, like Dungeon Quest, or we're about to see in Wizardry, but we've only seen one Wizardry scenario so far. The second scenario is coming up soon. Yes, you can check out and leave Hotel California, which for some reason is in San Antonio, Texas. It doesn't make sense. All right, so let's put in our player disc again. And since we didn't save, that means that we have to go back to the beginning of the game. I know, scary. Wow. Yes, maybe it is. There's a lot of things in this game. Like, you can meet people that are in the video game business as NPCs, which is kind of cool. Okay, here we go. I think it was right before we went down in the dungeon. No way! Look at that. I thought we were going to start at the very beginning of the game. So I loaded on my player disc. It must have saved us right before we went down in the dungeon, which is kind of cool. So we can begin looking around, fighting people. Let's see. We got. Oh no, we don't want to fight this guy. This is a demon. Get away from him. He'll start paralyzing us. We want to fight some orcs or thieves or something like that. That'll be much better. So making our way all the way around. I can't pass by certain areas right now. Notice these like marsh tiles. The enemies go through those, but I cannot. Do you have a Hotel California in San Antonio, Texas? It looks like these guys might be blocking the way. Let's wait for the time gate. There it is. Let's go. So cool. That's right. Yeah, it's auto. I didn't know about the autosave. Nice feature. So cool. That means that whenever we play all those places we've been, does that mean even time gates? Does it do that for the autosave? Really cool. All right, let's see where we ended up. Can we read this? Oh, no response from that. What's the read one? Don't see that one. Oh no, I know where we are. We just transported to the very beginning of time where Minax is. This is the end where you would fight Minax. So this is the most powerful enemies in the game right here. And you can see all the time gates showing at the bottom. So this is actually the oldest part of the map that you could be in. So just for fun, let me show you how the game works when you die. Sleep spell. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see if we can do this. He's doing magic missiles. Gosh. We missed our attack. Yes. And they're doing magic spells on us. It's the most powerful enemies, and we got to it that quickly. Actually, we're holding our own. I thought we'd die a lot faster. Nice. That's right. Maybe it is to look at the sign. It would have been helpful if I looked at the sign to say, this is the end of the world, or the end of the game, the beginning of time. That's what they called it. I got a hit on him. Yeah, I'm holding my own. Actually, HP's doing all right. I thought we'd be going down in 2 hits, but nope. Yeah, sound design's done very well for the Apple II. Notice that there's no music, but I'm not complaining. The sound effects, having the little walking steps is nice. And this sound of the magic and time portals is awesome. Yeah, the leather armor is amazing. Oh, there we go. Now we're dead. Oh, wait, HP 49. Let's see. It's because he keeps doing magic spells to try to put me to sleep rather than attack. Got another hit on him. Okay, yeah, the dagger's doing okay too. Wonder if it backfired and hurt him. Yep, sleep, nice. Yeah, every time we attack. Wow. It does feel that way. It is a mixture of fantasy and sci-fi. So if you wanted strictly fantasy, then wizardry might be up your alley. Ultima is mixing everything up. Chrono is dead. There you go. I felt it wasn't a good playthrough unless I die. That's where all our games usually end up anyway. So Chrono is dead. There's a quick taste of what it's like to play Ultima II. This game is beyond any other game we've seen up to this point. And this game is kind of the biggest difference between the arcade game players and the I want my video games to be a world-building experience. I kind of link it as the metaphor of we have our generations that were before us, our parents and our grandparents. They grew up listening to music in 1956 when rock and roll started, and all those songs in the late 50s and early 60s were around like 2 minutes long. They were short songs, but they appreciated them, loved them, and then anything else after that, they really didn't like that. They didn't want their music that way. And with video games, these arcade video games and the quick video games I've been playing on the show have mostly been that kind of like music. It's quick, easy, fast. And a lot of gamers only want that and experience that. This game is on a whole new plane. This game is something that those arcade gamers would look at this and say, this is too much. This is not what a video game should be, because it's so big and so much to absorb. So Ultima II is so beyond the spectrum of everything else we've seen so far that this is what games are going to turn up into, we know now, and this is why it's such the biggest leap forward. Ultima II is for the gamers that don't want to just go get a high score. They want to have a story, they want to have an experience, something bigger. Yes. And yes, the start of the biggest separation between what was before, because Ultima already did that and Wizardry already did that. They were huge. But this one is another one that's beyond all the other games. And with that, I give this a 5-star game. Of all the games you could play, now there are better versions of this, of the Apple II, that are going to come later. But right now, at this point in time, this one is the cream of the crop. One of the best games you could play right now. Now, over in the chat, I see like 555s, 555. Yeah, raising the bar all the way. Yeah, how it plays and how it looks, you can tell they spent a lot of time and work on this. There was teams of people, not just one developer that worked on this. I know you want to give Lord British or Richard Garriott the credit, but no, there's a lot that went into this one. That's right. Yeah, you did play this at home, and this was a one-player experience where you dived in playing something fun. So much fun. So I would give the tip to Ultima II that this is one of those games that you want to play for a long time. You want to play for months and months. And while you can't take the character and go to another game, you want to stay with this one and play for a while. It's going to go back to the normal formula next with Ultima 3. Whenever we get to Exodus, that'll be in the future. But that goes back to Caesarea and things like that. Thanks, Atlas. That's true. You might be able to find one, or maybe now with Google Translate. I'm not sure about that. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is. We're still on the Apple II, and this is Rendezvous. Rendezvous is a space shuttle flight simulation game. This one is a rare breed of a video game. There is only a handful of other games that come close to what Rendezvous is trying to accomplish. This is by Eduware Interactive Simulations and by Wesley Huntress, PhD. Way to go, Wesley. If you flip it over the back, the author tells you about the author. Wes Huntress is actually a planetary scientist. He's NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California Institute Technology in Pasadena. So later, he's the NASA Associate Administrator for Space Science, and he's responsible for the nation's planetary exploration program from 1990 to 1998. And he's also the Director of Planetary Society. So this guy knows his stuff about space shuttles, and he made a game for it. There's the ad we would have seen in magazines at the time. When reality is challenge enough. Oh, no way, Scruffy looking. You've heard of this one? Yeah, this one's a breakthrough. This one has 4 different phases where you get to fly a space shuttle. Yeah, and if you're an absolute simulation nut, this is the way. This is the game for you. Another ad you would have seen at the time. So Eduware, we've already seen Prisoner 2 and World Builders, and actually I don't think we got World Builders to load correctly. But we haven't seen Armageddon and Interstellar Sharks yet, but we will. Oh yeah, and there's the 5 1/4 floppy disk to play some Rendezvous. You only need 48K for this. Very nice. Yes, the front of the box is, if you're not into simulations, you are not going to care. So Rendezvous comes with an operations manual. This manual is huge. I think it's 40 pages. How long? 21 pages. Sorry, not that long. But it goes into length about how to fly a space shuttle. This is part of a very small niche genre of video games. We first saw Space Shuttle, a landing simulator, which was just the landing simulator in 1979. And then we also had a game called Space Shuttle on the TRS-80 in 1981. But then we had a game called Space Shuttle for the Coco, which really isn't anything like this. It's not a simulation at all. But then we also had a game called Space Shuttle Module 1 that was on the Atari. That one is the closest and only game we can compare to this, Space Shuttle Module 1 on the Atari. It had 3 modules of orbiting or taking off, orbiting, and landing. This one has 4, an extra module, and they even go the extra mile. So this would be the ultimate space shuttle simulator if you wanted to play that. It shows you how to do the Earth liftoff, orbital rendezvous, approach, alignment, and docking. Choosing the phases you want. See, we got liftoff, the orbit, approach, alignment, and you'll also need to know a lot of math because when you play the game, they're going to ask you about the direction, degrees of how you're taking off and landing. It is extremely technical because it was made by an actual NASA employee. Oh, yeah, we'll see that one later. That's right. Yes, and there are some manuals that are even longer than this one. I'm actually surprised this is only 21 pages. So here's the breakdown of part 2 or phase 2. And then the options menu. This one is pretty cool. The alignment and docking is very reminiscent of 2001: A Space Odyssey, the way they did it. There's also a lot of wireframe graphics in this. Very, very rare to see at the time. Remember, this is even before we've seen the space exploration games on the micros. This is before all that. Yes, mathing is one of the best parts. So cool. So here's the controls. You do a lot of keyboard commands, but you can use the joystick too. So you plug in your Apple II joystick and play. And by the way, when we played Ultima II, that was only on keyboard. There was no joystick controls for Ultima II. All right, so this one has a cracked version. Let's try it without the cracked version and see if it works for us. This is Wesley Huntress. It is August 25th, 1982. How do you play a space shuttle simulator? Well, first of all, you spend about an hour or 2 reading the manual, and then after you get the manual down, then you spend about a month or 2 playing the game to get used to it. Edgeware. Looks like he's got a brain tumor. Got to get that fixed out. Oh, that's right. Graphics of the future was the wireframe graphics. That's right. Oh, yeah. Thanks to Genesis. Even this beginning screen doesn't even do it justice to see the wireframe graphics play. A sprinkling of games that are out there we played have been like flight simulators that do the wireframe. Man. Version 1.2. So we can use keyboard or joystick. I'm going to use joystick for approach and docking. And then here we go. You can do the liftoff, orbital rendezvous, approach, or alignment and docking. So you have the 4 different options. If you want to do liftoff, I'll do choice 1. Rolling vehicle to the launch pad now. Oh, that's right. It's not out yet. We will be seeing that soon. Really excited for the Vectrex. I want to fly the shuttle in the sun, though. It is mostly keyboard, though. And you notice that the load times to get us to the pads taking a while. All right, so ignite our boosters. And you have to know all the keyboard commands for liftoff. And you have to also get the angle correct and the velocity correct. Burning, retro, yes, go! Oh, there's no sound effects, though. So this works with a joystick. Cool. The Apple II joystick's working. Just burn, baby, burn. Good, looking good. Z-axis is nice. 50 seconds. And then you would want to release your modules, which the keyboard command's not working for me, but I didn't spend 2 hours reading the manual, so I'm just going to keep on burning. Straight into the sun. Shows us our time and 2 panels that don't make sense. Yes, it worked. Got our staging done. Let's go, go, go. Yep, keep going. This is pretty nice. It's all being controlled with the joystick. I don't know, maybe it was. Yeah, that's a good point. Ultima had a lot of commands. Any games that have several commands, you want to use keyboard only. Yeah, this is really cool. Now, it's obviously, if it's not your cup of tea, simulations I can understand. Right now, this is the best space shuttle simulation game you could be playing right now of all the games we've seen so far. I'll give it that. But as far as all the video games you can play on a home computer, it still isn't as impressive as other titles we've seen, just because you do have to have a little bit of investment for this one particular subject. We're still going. Yeah. Since we're rating everything upon everything of every video game, it can get a little dicey. It's got a nice, handy little meter over on the left side. That green square that you see is letting you know how far away you are from Earth. You can see there's a meter going up very slowly to let us know. At least they're not just... maybe I'm glad they didn't do sounds, because why would you want to hear the sound effects of just retro rockets? Yes! We did it! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we blew our fuel. Oh, I think I used it too much. Yep, that's right. Okay, there we go. I think we got it. Come on, get it. Come on. Yes, okay, I got it. We were starting to lose altitude. That was not good. So it takes a little keyboard commands, but then this is just one of the modules, and there's 4 of them. Better than the Space Shuttle Module 1 on the Atari. Oh, that's true. But that game is so far in the future that I don't know what you're talking about. Or I'll pretend I don't know what that is. So this is what I meant by the wireframe graphics, why there are lower resolution than what you probably were thinking. This is still way before more modern flight simulators. We haven't seen the official Microsoft Flight Simulator yet. We haven't seen the planetary world games where you're traveling from star system to star system. We haven't seen those yet. So this one is still done very well. A really hard one to show on the channel too, because all 4 modules are completely different, and it does require a lot of reading and study. But Rendezvous is still a special treat, and a game that, if this is what you're into, this is the best. Of all the games you could play, I'm going to say 3.5 stars. It's an above average game. Rendezvous is something that they're going to take this formula, kind of like the FS21 flight simulator, and then improve upon it. People are going to take this idea and make better and better space shuttle sims. Well done. And like I said, the creator of this, or the designer of this game, went on to become the director of the Planetary Society. Oh, way up there. Yeah, so Atlas is going 4 stars. Our sim fans out there. And then Victor's going 3. Very nice. 3.5 from Mark. Yeah, 3 to 3.5 from Curtis. Yeah. The other thing to note is just whenever you play the different modules, that they spend a lot of time to make it a fun experience, if that's what you're into. 5 stars from Scruffy. Wow. Love it. All right, so we only played 2 games tonight. Ultima II was a massive game. Rendezvous is still a cool one to showcase here on the channel, but that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause. Tune in next episode for another Tron video game. That's it for today, and like I always say, revenge is a dish best served in a video game. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if you miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.